A big hello and a very warm welcome to Brand Equity with me, Sonali Krishna, where we bring you in-depth conversations with leaders shaping India's business landscape. Today, we're joined by Partho Banerjee, Senior Executive Officer, Marketing and Sales at Maruti Suzuki India, a company that has long been the heartbeat of India's automotive sector. Partho Banerjee recently took the helm of marketing and sales, marking a new chapter for the country's largest car maker as it navigates a rapidly evolving market. Maruti Suzuki has posted resilient growth in 2025 with a 3.2% year-on-year sales increase in May, driven by robust export performance even as domestic sales face new headwinds. The company is also gearing up for a wave of innovation with major launches on the horizon, including its first ever electric SUV, the eVitara, and new hybrid models, signaling a bold push into sustainable mobility and advanced technology. As the auto industry faces shifting consumer preferences, digital transformation, and the race towards electrification, Maruti Suzuki's strategy and outlook are under the spotlight. On that note, welcome to the show, Partho. This has long been pending. My conversation with you has, been waiting to happen. I'm so glad that we're finally making this happen, despite the fact that it's virtual.
Hi, Sonali. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So, first things first, congratulations on the good news. Maruti Desire is now, India's most selling car at the top 10 list of most sold cars in May. Out of that, I believe 6 out of 10 were Maruti cars. So, very well done and many congratulations as we start off this conversation.
Thank you.
So, you've taken over at a time, which is a very, very challenging, and a rapidly evolving time for the sector. Maruti, of course, is the heartbeat of the nation. But if I ask you today to give me a general landscape of how Motown is looking, the last time I did a conversation with the Maruti executive, it was the SUV that was a raging bull. My first question to you is the SUV segment still a raging bull, or has it plateaued, so to speak, because of, such a big spurt that we saw the last couple of years?
Sonali, first of all, I think you only shared that the Desire is the top selling model in the previous month. So it clearly shows that there are customers who are preferring vehicles across all form factors, be it the sedan. Even Ertiga, our MPV, is also doing very well. It's in the top 3 across the industry. But yes, today the SUV segment share, which has moved to almost 54% in the beginning of April, is still going up. The reason is very simple. If everyone is introducing the model into the SUV segment, obviously the share of SUV will increase. But that doesn't mean that there are no customers for the other form factors. So if you are able to deliver, and each form factor there is a set of customers who needs that actually. And in order to cater to across all the segments, being a market leader, it is very important that you need to have the play, be it the hatches, be it the sedans, be it the MPV, be it the SUV.
Right. So according to you, even at 54% of the market, the SUV still has scope to grow. I've got that noted. My next question is really about, the small car segment. And here I'm talking about mid-sized cars, hatchbacks, which really kind of, fell off the radar in the last 2 years with the whole SUV, trending in Motown. Are you somewhat seeing, within the hatchback segment, within the sedan segment, a sort of comeback, or are we still seeing a flattish, weak demand in those segments?
See, fundamentally, we need to understand that India is a country where the car penetration per thousand is 34 per thousand.
Okay.
In developed markets, the figure is around 600, 700, 800. So there is an estimate that even if by the year 2030 we reach to a level of 44 per thousand, the overall industry will be around 5 to 6 million. Now, are we expecting that every customer will leapfrog from a two-wheeler directly to an SUV costing 20 lakhs? Is it practically possible? I don't think so. There has to be a stepping stone in between. Now, fundamentally, the question is this: why suddenly we are finding that the small car sales, the contribution has gone down?
Yeah.
The reason is very simple. Over the period of last 3 to 4 years, if you take into account the cost which has increased primarily due to the regulation part of it,
Sure.
it's to the tune of 60% for the small cars. But the same regulation, if we try to compare in the bigger cars, the percentage increase is less. And at the same time, the monthly household income for this category of customers has not increased after the COVID period.
Yeah.
So affordability is a question mark. There is nothing else which is stopping it. And today also what we are seeing in the small car segment, we have introduced the Arena Safety Shield. We are the first OEM in the industry to offer the safety features even in the entry-level cars. And that's the Arena Safety Shield which we have created. It's just not only the six airbag, it has got a, I would say not only one feature, more than 5 to 6 safety features which has been built into it. And the best part is this, we feel the safety is paramount, irrespective of the variant which a customer buy. So in case of an Alto K10, whether you are buying the variant, the lowest variant or the topmost variant, we are providing the safety features, the Arena Safety Shield across all the variants. That shows our commitment to the customers.
You know, Partho, since you've been in the industry for a long time, you're a veteran of sorts, and you understand the customer pulse. What are you reading right now when you look at the automobile sector and when you look at consumer demand and preferences?
Sonali, I shared that the bar penetration today stands at 34 per thousand.
Yeah.
And we strongly believe that in a midterm scenario, by the year 2030, the Indian auto industry will be something around 5 million to 6 million. So it's going to increase. We should not see 1 year or 2 year actually. That's not the right way to see the auto industry. There are all indicators which clearly shows that the auto industry is bound to grow.
No
Nothing is
doubt
going.
about that. No doubt about that. In the long term, of course, I mean, given our size of the population and generally where the economy is, all industries in the long term will do well. No debate on that. My question is really the short term.
What do you mean by short term?
My short term is the next 2 to 3 years.
I'm saying my short term is I'm little extended to make it to 2030 is 5 years. In auto industry, any product that changes, other thing you do, it takes time. Nothing
Right.
happens in 1 year or 2 year. So fundamentally, for us, the important thing is how we see the year 2030. That's the thing which we see. The next 5 years are going to be very crucial. See, all the regulatory norms are coming in India. So the cost of the vehicles are going up. And we feel it is equally important that we should be providing the safety to the customers. But at the same time, we need to understand also that the affordability is also a challenge today.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
RBI has come up with the repo rate, we have
Rate
cut it by
by 50
100
basis
basis
points.
points over the period of three tranches. But the transmission needs to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Till the time the transmission doesn't happen, the customer is not getting benefited out of it. So it takes time. So I think clearly, I think the intent is there how we can make the vehicle more and more affordable to the entry level segment customer. But till the time you are not increasing the overall pie, it is only the reappropriation of the segment which is happening. It is overall the pie is not increasing.
Right. Let's come to the big exciting news from the Maruti stable, which is the upcoming launch of your electric SUV, the eVitara. Now, before I go into that, almost all automakers who have launched electric vehicles have talked about the fact that it's not really growing. And it's taking time. And because of the infrastructure issues, the range anxiety, and also the fact that, for players like yourselves and others who have kind of gotten, the profitability, you'll have still not cracked the profitability for, an electric car. So given all those challenges and the fact that India is kind of slow to kind of adopt the whole the EV car, why is it that, Maruti, which is doing so well across, all combinations and all across your portfolios, want to launch an electric SUV?
First of all, I think, Sonali, we feel that being a market leader, we need to be technologically agnostic. So we need to be also into the electric vehicle because they are different set of customers. Their requirements are different. So in order to serve them, we need to provide all the technologies.
Okay.
So why we want to be in EV, that is the answer. Now coming to the question that why the electric vehicle market is not growing. It's growing, but maybe the number of models which are getting launched into the market, the share of electric vehicle has not really increased sizably. Why? Now, what is the reason for it? Fundamentally, still in India, the electric vehicle is not the primary car. It's the second car in the family. Now, there are reasons for it. Fundamentally, a customer who is buying today this car, why he is not considering it as a primary car is this. He has the fear that if I am taking the car and going out maybe 200 kilometers or 300 kilometers, whether I will be getting the charging network or not. It's very important. Maybe on the map or maybe in the app, I am seeing there is a fast charger, but is it really working or not? Nobody knows.
That's
B, the
true.
second point which comes very clearly is the range of the products. So now if you see most of the OEMs are now trying to address it by providing the vehicles with range of close to 400 to 500 kilometers. Third important thing is the service network. How good the product is this? An assurance should come that my vehicle, if I'm going, there is someone there to take care of my service needs.
Yeah.
So in Maruti, we strongly believe that if these three concerns can be addressed, then only the electric vehicle sales can go up.
Then what is your differentiating strategy? You're launching the eVitara. It's coming from India's very own automotive company. How will you ensure that you communicate to the consumer that it's Maruti's SUV, and hence a lot of their apprehensions can be put at bay?
So, Nali, we don't want to launch just the product. I think in the last year Bharat Mobility Show,
Yeah.
we unveiled and we shared with all our media partners that we want to first launch the EV ecosystem. So we showed their E for me. So there were two E's into it. The smaller E which was there, if you see it carefully, that E Vitara, there is one E. It comprises of two E's actually. The small E is the product E Vitara, and there is another E, the big E, that's the Mother Nature, Earth. So what we are saying till the time we don't create the ecosystem. So what we said is this, we are going to have a play in our top 100 cities where we are going to have the charging stations at a distance of 5 to 10 kilometers. Second thing we talked about was this, that we are going to have our service network across 1500 cities. Now, why 1500? We have calculated that our vehicle range is 500 kilometers. So if a customer wants to go 250 kilometers and want to come back, that radius of 250 kilometers, we have mapped all our workshops, which will be e-service enabled. So what we are trying to do is this, we are trying to basically take care of the concerns which the customer has today to use this car as the primary car. And third important thing is the charging facility. We are going to take the responsibility of providing and installing the charger at the home. That none of the OEMs do. They have the third parties, but that's where the Maruti is going to play the difference, and the customer will see the experience part of it.
Currently, with all the technologies that you're currently offering, whether it be ICE, it be CNG, it be EV, it be hybrid, what have you, or electric, where are you seeing the most potential in terms of the type of technology, in
I
terms of
think,
growth?
Sonali, by 2030, our expectation is this, EV will be around 30 to 15% of the total industry.
Okay,
The CNG hybrids, they will be around 25%. Rest will be of the conventional fuels actually.
I see.
These percentages can little bit change based on the availability of the infrastructure. So there will be a play for all the technologies in the Indian market.
You've explained to me that in the SUV space, at 54% of the market, it's still growing. It's still growing. You
And it is around 56%.
56%. Wow. And you're expecting it still to grow. Then you have you see great potential in the EV space. I mean, not of course. I think it's at 2.4% currently.
No, it is
EVs,
right now close to 4%.
so EVs is at 4%. You have SUVs at 54%, and so the
No, no,
hatchback.
but Sonali, I need to correct you. The EVs, which comprises 4% of the total sales today, mostly they are the SUVs. So they are already counted into this
Oh,
56%.
correct,
So
correct,
let's
correct,
not
correct.
double count that actually.
Fair point. You have SUVs at 56. Okay. Then you have the hatchbacks and the sedans. How do they play out?
See, sedans is around 9%,
Hmm.
hatchbacks are around 23%.
Hatchback is about 23%. Is your strategy hence now looking at only the top of the pyramid because that is where the action is, since
Being
they
a
are more
market leader,
resilient?
being a market leader, Sonali, we strongly believe we need to increase the size of the flywheel. But what you're
Sure.
talking about is resizing of the pie. Yeah, that's happening. So if you are asking me, is the resizing of the pie is happening? Yeah, it's happening. Only it's getting resegmented. From one set to another set, the customers are moving. But that's not going to be the final solution. For a country like that, the size of the flywheel has to grow. And being a market leader, our endeavor is to grow this flywheel.
So, just to talk about, I want from you some perspective on how the pie has resized. So, if you can give me a perspective, let's say from 5 years ago to today, how is that resizing of that pie happened?
I think the resizing has happened in the SUV segment actually. 18, 19, the size of the SUV segment used to be around 23%.
Hmm.
From 23, 24%, now it has almost doubled. So this resizing which has happened has come at a cost of the hatches. For a
Hmm.
very obvious reason, the cost of the car has gone northwards, primarily due to the regulatory items which are there, environmental things, safety matters, as a result of which the cost increase in a small car is to the tune of 60% for all these regulatory changes. Whereas in a big car which is costing 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs, it's not 60%. And the top of it is the affordability part which has happened after the COVID. So
Sure.
it's a combination of many things due to which this resizing has happened. But do you mean to say this is going to stay for a long time? Our take is different. Again, the small car will start growing. Now, what is the point of inflection? That can be debated.
Where is your growth going to come from? I understand from my own research, and correct me if I'm wrong, that one of your big growth triggers for 2025-26 is going to be from exports.
See, what we have done is this that Indian domestic market, as per the SIAM projections which they have done in the beginning of this financial year, is the auto industry is supposed to grow by 1 to 2%.
Right.
That's the forecast of the SIAM actually, the body which
Yeah.
they have done. So fundamentally, this year is not going to be a very high growth year for the auto industry, but we feel that there is an opportunity right now for us. So
Hmm.
we have right now what we have done a balance. We are more focusing on the exports this year
Hmm.
so that we are able to have a healthy growth.
Right.
So our exports is growing at a very fantastic rate. So in Japan, our products are very much appreciated. The product which we have exported is the Fronx, the chimney. I think we are getting a very good response from the Japan domestic market.
Nice. There was also this aspiration for Maruti to hold a 50% overall share. Now, I know in the non-SUV market, you are already 70% or more, right? In the minivan segment, you might be even 90, 95%. But when you look at the overall pie, including the SUV, which is why the really sharp SUV strategy coming from the Maruti stable, you don't hit the 50%. Where are you on that journey?
Just on lighter note, if you remove the diesel where we don't have any foreplay, we are almost at 50%. Okay, but that's not the point. I think what you rightly said, that SUV is a segment which is growing very fast. In that segment, we have already introduced many products in the last 2 years, Grand Vitara, and right now we are going to introduce the eVitara also. So we feel with the launches of the new SUVs, which are going to come from our stable, we will be able to again regain back our 50% market share.
Talk to me a little bit about how customers are shopping for cars. How has that changed? And, what are your new learnings from the way people are shopping for cars?
I think after the COVID, actually, the total, I would say, the car buying experience has undergone a change. It's totally
Okay,
digitized. So any person who is visiting the showroom, before that, he is already checking on the website and on the digital medium about the product, everything.
right.
So he is doing an excellent research and he knows what he wants. So when he comes to the showroom, it's more of a reassurance which he's looking for, and he's looking for some good deals. That's it. So now the digitalization is to the extent that of the total process which we have for the sales journey, other than the test drive, which is not possible to be digitized, everything has been digitalized.
If I had to ask you in all your new launches, right, from all the new launches you named, except for the eVitara, which is yet to kind of to be evaluated, what is closest to your heart in terms of actual performance, sales, and doing well for the overall Maruti portfolio?
Swift.
Swift. Okay. Care to elaborate?
Yeah, I will tell you, when the Swift was initially launched in the year 2005, many people initially said that it will not work. That styling was very radical, very edgy. But today we all know it's a cult brand actually. The way it really did wonder in Indian market. So sometimes it is very important being for a marketeer to introduce something which is very edgy, little ahead of times, but it really worked. In 2005, nobody was expecting a product like this can do wonders. By the way, initially the response was not that great,
Right.
but later on it started picking up. And today we all know that what the brand Swift is all about.
Sure. Now, to come to, you as a marketer, given the fact that, you are a marketer of the largest automotive company, and you were a marketer in these very, very challenging, evolving times where it's very difficult to get, consumer engagement, what would you say are your biggest challenges?
If you talk about the marketing guy, the biggest challenge is how I draw the attention of my customer. Very cluttered environment. So the content which you are developing is going to make a difference. And how you're able to reach to your customer and how honest you are in terms of the promise which you are making to your customer. That is going to make that difference.
Right.
Because,
I mean, that
because
I
the
understand
brand
philosophically.
brand is a promise which you are making to your customer. How good you are in terms of keeping that promise is going to be the deciding factor. So I feel the content part of it, when you're making any creative, the communication part of it, how honest you are in terms of your communication and how well you are able to reach to your target customer is a key job for the marketer today. Because so many mediums are available, through which medium and how you want to reach to it is the biggest challenge.
What is your still most trusted medium?
No, no, it is not one. All mediums are trusted.
You're,
Fundamentally,
you're very diplomatic. You can't give full marks to every medium. Give me some pecking order.
no. But if all mediums are important, still I have to give a negative marking. That's
No,
also
no.
that's also not fair, no, actually.
Okay, then let me ask you a more pointed
Okay.
question. Which medium are you seeing as most effective for, from inquiry to sales in terms of conversion?
No, if you ask me, it depends on the target audience. If I'm
Ah,
targeting the Gen Z, then the digital medium plays a better role. But if there are certain audiences who are more believing in the traditional media, then the print and the TV part also works. So
sure,
I
sure,
cannot give
sure.
a mark that A is better than B. Every medium has a role to play.
Fair enough. Uh, as a leading marketer, any message you want to give to the marketing community?
Being a marketing guy, it is always a challenge how well you are able to communicate the message to your target audience. So I believe if it is the content part of it and how honest you are in your communication is going to make a difference in times to come.
On that note, Partho, lovely speaking with you. More power to you personally, and of course, Maruti's grand plans in 2025. And lots of luck to you for the launch of the eVitara.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonali. It was pleasure talking to you. Thank
Likewise, thank you so much.
you.